Now that's a lot better.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. He's Brian McKeon. This is Locked On Yankees, and on today's show, we'll preview the final game in the 4-game set between the Yankees and the Angels, which is happening later today. We also have some news from around the league. We have injury updates. Gerrit Cole's going to be pitching soon. That's wild. But first, Yankees walk off against the Angels again, which is much better than the result of Tuesday's game. So I will take any kind of win from the Yankees.
Yeah, still not a walk-off in extra innings, but they get it on a ninth inning, that really didn't seem like it was going to go in that direction. They tried to come back in the eighth inning. They had an Austin Wells line out that was a decently hit ball, but a Goldschmidt line out, I'm sorry. That was a decently hit ball, but second baseman made a nice play on it. And then the Angels just angelsed the final inning of this game. I mean, the drop pop fly between the second and third baseman not communicating. If someone makes that play and the game's over. Right. Don't understand how that winds up happening, but you get lucky. You got to get lucky throughout the season. You get a victory. It certainly, if you were looking for a notch in the win column for the New York Yankees this week to feel a little better about things, I don't know if this game should make you feel that much better about things. They didn't play that well at all.
Nope.
And this really should have been a loss. They got away with this one. But hey, a win is a win. You take it, you don't apologize, and you move on to the next day.
Right. A win is a win unless you're like me and you look at Baseball Reference and you see what the wins looked like when you look at the schedule and you see how many runs they won by and what the box score was. But yeah, there were a few things in this game that angered me, and it felt like it was going to be one of those really irritating losses. And I'm glad it wasn't. Let's talk about Luis Gil because he was
not
the big story before the walk-off.
Yeah, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned, 2 walks, 5 Ks, but the home run ball was an issue. I mean, and not good pitching. Like left balls up in the zone, gave guys the Mike Trout one. Mike Trout is Mike Trout, but all these balls were bombs. These were not cheapies. These were not Yankee Stadium home runs. These were out in any ballpark. They were all 3 of them were absolute bombs. And
here, look at where the Trout ball was.
Yeah, I mean, that's Mike Trout's a great hitter. That ain't on Mike Trout.
Right.
That's Luis Gil leaving a ball right in the middle of the plate.
And then this one, because Trout and O'Hoppe hit home runs in the same inning, which is how the Angels got the lead. But here's O'Hoppe's right at the top of the zone.
Can't happen.
You can't throw it there.
Yeah. I mean, that's especially with a hitter like him. I mean, O'Hoppe got all that ball. He actually doesn't have a home run on the year so far. It's a pretty long while for a guy that's got decent power. But I mean, he crushed it. I mean, that's exactly where a hitter wants the ball. Up in the zone like that, up middle. I mean, perfect spot.
Mm-hmm.
If that velocity is not there with Gil, you're not going to get away with that location. You're just not.
Right.
And he didn't. I mean, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 doesn't look terrible, but he was not good.
That's the other thing, because in that inning, when he was pitching to both O'Hoppe and Trout, he was trying to get them to chase outside, and then he had to throw over the plate. Yeah. And what happens when you have to throw over the plate?
Yeah, you leave one hitter's eyes light up when that kind of stuff happens. Was not good for him. Would you be a little concerned about him, or do you think he's still getting his feet wet in the majors this year?
I think he's still getting his feet wet because it was really he looked okay for some of it. Where some of it you're like, okay, I could deal with this Luis Gil pitching, but yeah, I think we give him maybe 2 more starts. If after 2 more starts he's still looking like this, giving up the long ball, not able to get guys out because his velocity isn't anywhere, then maybe they have to.
Yeah, start to get concerned a little bit. Again, just 83 pitches taking him out. He should be built up more by now too. They just realized he didn't have anything, and that was it. And honestly, too, kind of took the life out of this Yankee team. You go up 3-0 early on in this game, and they felt good about themselves. Judge homers early, which, by the way, I mean, if you're one of those people who is chronically late to the television, like, 7:15, you're turning it on, like, when the game is, but you're finishing up cooking dinner, whatever it is, you've missed 50% of the home runs in Judge's career. I mean, he hits a home run early in the game all the time. He's always
Right.
ready to. And then Grisham singles to drive 2 in the second inning, and you felt good about yourself, right? Up 3-0, and then top of the third, that was it. Frazier homers, O'Hoppe homers, Trout homers in the fifth. You got to keep your team in games longer. When they give you a 3-0 lead early on, that should be Luis Gil's relaxed time to start cruising, and he just was not able to do that.
Here's the thing that really angered me. So Trout gives them the lead in the top of the fifth.
He's so good, by the way.
But the bottom of the fifth, the Yankees go up and go down 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Nothing. One was a first pitch out, by the way, which I was just like, are you guys going to take pitches? What are you doing? You had Kachanowicz on the ropes, and
yeah, he pitched well. Like he's pitched all year, but 6 2/3, 4 hits, 3 earned, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He was good. And he's got 3.47 ERA. Like that's what they're asking for.
And the bottom of the sixth was the same thing, where they just and I thought, is this what it's going to be? The Angels take a lead relatively early in the game. The top of the fifth is still early in the game, and it felt like those two bottoms of the inning. There you go. The fifth and the sixth were just.
It felt like the Yankees laid down and died.
Right. Like I was like, are you really going to do this? Like, is this how the rest of the game's going to go? Because I was livid, especially with the top of the order in the bottom of the fifth.
And it is how the rest of the game went. I mean, again, they get lucky in the ninth inning with a ball that is an easy pop fly call between the second and third, between the shortstop and the third baseman, and it lands between them. But that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
Like they got lucky with that. It gave them a little momentum, and they were able to score. By the way, this game could still very well be, we record after the game, just to let you guys know, this game could easily be being played still right now as we're recording, because if that's not a hit and run and Austin Wells isn't running on the pitch, there's no way he's scoring from first base. So there's that aspect there's that element to it as well. Just as a side note here, it's not an Angels show. You can tune into Locked On Angels with John Frisch for that, but they clearly have a Jordan Romano problem. I don't know what happened to him when he was in Philadelphia, but he has just lost all ability of pitching. Like he's a problem.
Yeah.
Because even though the drop pop fly has a lot to do with the Yankees winning this ball game, Giancarlo Stanton crushed the first pitch that he saw, and it was just, they have a problem.
Yeah.
Like he's a problem. ERA balloons up to 8.44 now, and he hasn't thrown a lot of innings this year. He only got
he's the one that blew the game on Monday.
Yeah.
And they had said on the show that he hadn't pitched in a week, and then they put him in the game on Monday, and you figure, okay, so he got that out of the way, and then tonight happens, and that's got to be so deflating for him.
100%. Two wins in the series now, 2 of them on walk-offs, and they also guarantee for you that they have to minimum finish 2-2 in this series. Now you'd like 3 out of 4 though, because you have Max Fried on the mound. So you'd like to get the third win in this series, but
we'd also like Max Fried to last long in the game, because the bullpen is shot after this.
Well,
series.
Here's the thing too. They, by the way, they did call up Chevy, the pitcher they acquired from the Rockies with the high ERA. Yeah, they did call him up, so he'll be making his debut at some point. They hope tomorrow. They hope Max Fried gives you 6 solid. Yankees have a lead, and they can bring him in to close the rest of the game out. We'll see. But I will say, they've got 2 wins in this series, 2 of them on walk-offs on Monday and Wednesday. And they haven't been the better team in the series.
Right.
The Angels have been the better team in this series, and they have 2 wins in this series, and the Yankees have 2 wins in this series. That's at least a decently positive sign. Now, both wins were, again, late comebacks. They shouldn't have won both games. They were able to, walked it off.
They shouldn't have lost the lead in either of the games either.
That's a very good point. But, they could easily be down 3-0 in this series, and we'd be a lot more angry. So let's take it for what it's worth. It is early on in the season. I don't want to start, throwing the panic button up there or anything, but, I didn't leave, even though it's a walk-off and it was exciting, I didn't necessarily leave this game with the utmost confidence in the team going forward, if that makes sense.
No.
This did not fix anything in my head.
Oh, no. I would agree with you, because there were so many things wrong with this game. They got lucky in the 9th inning. They took advantage of a mistake in the 9th inning, which good for them for taking advantage of the mistake. And, big credit to Caballero for actually making that kind of contact.
I have a question for you. Does Caballero have a flair for the dramatic?
He does. He said it in his post-game interview with Meredith that he likes being in that position. So maybe when Volpe comes back, we just put Caballero in the ninth inning if the Yankees are down or if they're tied.
Volpe, by the way, is playing in Somerset. In his first game, he went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but he was facing Zach Wheeler in Wheeler's rehab stint.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'll give Volpe a little bit of a pass on that one.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Wait, could you imagine? Like, you're like, all right, rehabbing in Double-A, this will be great. Oh, I'm facing Zach Wheeler. Cool.
Yeah, not ideal. So, but the Yankees announced that Volpe's going to go through a regular spring training regimen, so it could still be a while for Volpe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think JJ gave us good insight yesterday where he loves Jose Caballero, but he says that Jose Caballero to him is not an everyday player.
Right.
He's clearly a 2-3 day a week guy, and that's fine. And I think Caballero's been proving that to you over the course of the start of this, over the course of the first month of the season, that he's just not meant to be an everyday player, and he's a spell guy, which is fine. But he does have a flair for the dramatic. Like his heart rate does not get quicker in late in games. It's a weird thing that he's got going with him. One more question that I have for you: in the ninth inning of this game, do you agree with the Jazz? By the way, Jazz compliments on the Jackie Robinson a nod that he had, other than obviously wearing 42, the baggy pants that are awesome nod. Do you like the steal move when Jazz gets on?
Yes.
Okay, it's gutsy, and if you get thrown out, you basically end your team's chances. So
but yeah, he got it. He's supposed to get on base and do things like that. He's supposed to get on base and do things like that. Caballero's supposed to get on base and do things like that. You have to make things happen when you get on base.
Agreed. It's not Yankees of the last couple of years. It's not like what they've been doing. So I just wanted your opinion on that, because I don't have a problem with it either. I like putting the pressure on the Angels, but it is one of those where, like, if you get thrown out, boy, does that not look good.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Who do you want up in the bottom of the ninth when the game is on the line? Jose Caballero or Aaron Judge? I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
It's a good question. It's a good question.
Yeah. All right. Coming up, Gerrit Cole, Carlos Rodón. We have injury updates for you, so we're going to tell you all about them.
The NHL playoffs are here, where every shift matters, every moment is intense, and the pressure is at its highest. My team doesn't play in the postseason. I'm a New York Rangers fan, but I'm a Vegas Golden Knights fan, secondly, in this postseason run. And just like the performance matters in the ice, matters off the ice too. That's where Rougiet comes in. Rougiet offers treatments designed to help you get ready and stay ready when it matters the most. Their top option, Rougiet Ready, combines clinically proven ingredients in a simple mint that dissolves under your tongue. It works fast, often in about 15 minutes, and it can last up to 36 hours. They also offer Go Long, designed to help you with both performance and control. It's all about confidence and feeling like yourself again. So head over to Rougiet.com/LockedOnNHL and get 15% off your ED treatment. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnNHL for 15% off. Rougiet, performance medicine for men. And Locked On Yankees is also brought to you by Indeed. Workplace chaos, deadlines stacking up, inboxes overflowing, and the one position that you have to fill is still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for sponsored jobs. Indeed, sponsored jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for, their skills, experience, and location, so you're not just hoping that the right candidate stumbles across your post. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all of your boxes. There's less stress, there's less time, and there's more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just head over to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying that you heard about Indeed on Locked On Yankees. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. We want to thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen of the day, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. Baseball's finally back, and to celebrate, we'll be giving you a full monthly Everydayer Club for free. Just head over to LockedOnYankees.supercast.com and use code FINALLY. You'll unlock every episode ad-free and get access to our private listener group chat. Tap the link in the show notes and use code FINALLY to claim your free month. Stacey, if you were checking the Yankees injury updates on Wednesday, you left the day feeling pretty good about the news.
Yes, I was happily surprised by the news.
So Gerrit Cole is going to pitch in Somerset's game on Friday. They have not indicated whether it will be a start or a relief situation. There is also potential that he could pitch just to live batters either before or after the game. But regardless, he will pitch against live batters in a competitive situation for the first time. That is really, really, really positive news. It's going to take longer than expected than Carlos Rodón because Cole is going through a full spring regimen and a full start up to his season, getting back to normal. So don't expect him back relatively soon. We're looking at mid to late May at this point, but he's up to 3 innings of work right now. His last live session, which was last weekend, went 3 innings, but it was one of those sim games type of situations.
Yeah.
So this is a really positive sign. No negative reports on it either. The velocity is good. The movement's good. The control's good. He's feeling no pain. So he's on the right track. That's a really, really positive sign.
Yes. Yeah. So if you live near Somerset, get tickets for Friday's game.
That became, that was the thing that I used to do when I was younger. I would always want to go to a minor league game when a major leaguer was pitching, right?
I saw Michael Pineda rehabbing in 2014 in Scranton.
I went to Brooklyn, to Coney Island. This must be 10 years ago now, to see Matt Harvey on a rehab start.
Mm-hmm.
So like any baseball player I want to go see in a rehab performance. How about Carlos Rodón though? He's much further along. He threw 50 pitchers to live batters on Monday. He's also scheduled to start a game for Somerset this weekend. They haven't announced which game it'll be, but he will start this weekend for Somerset. He is currently at a pitch limit of 50 pitches, but the limit the Yankees want him at is 60 before he gets called to the major leagues.
Right.
So basically we've seen this before with the Yankees where they will call him up. His limit will be 60 pitches.
Yeah.
And then start by start, they'll build him up to more and more till he gets to 100. He'll likely at this point get 2 to 3 starts in Somerset and then move to the big leagues. So you're looking at about a week and a half to 2 weeks until you see Carlos Rodón in the big leagues.
Right.
That's
so just before the end of the month.
Sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that, that's, I think, earlier than most people expected.
Yes.
That's a really good sign. Again, like we discussed on all shows this week, they still need to score runs.
Yes.
It doesn't matter about getting Rodón and Cole back if they don't score.
Right.
But this is a really positive sign that both of these guys are coming back, especially Rodón. Like, this was not a prolonged thing that there's always that fear of pitchers that the news that comes back isn't as good as you want it to be, and then it winds up being prolonged, and then he needs more time, and then all of a sudden it's July 1st and he's still not back yet. This is I believe that happened with Cole a few years ago when they had the elbow scare, when it was really just a prelude to Tommy John. But remember, he got back, I believe, in that year in mid to late June, and it was only supposed to be a couple of weeks at first. Then it was like a month, and then it just got extended, and then before you know it, it's 2 months. So this is a really good sign that both of their rehabs have gone really well, and they both should be back in relatively soon time.
Yeah, I'm very happy about this because, in the past with Yankee injury updates, there are a lot of times when pitchers are coming back. I have memories of Severino being injured and then injuring something else while he's rehabbing, and then injuring something else while he's rehabbing, and it takes him like 4 months to get back and that sort of thing. So this is nice and refreshing to hear that these two, the people at Somerset are going to be so excited this weekend.
Well, and the fact that these guys were at spring training, they did go through a normal regimen, and they kind of went into the minor league spring training, practiced with those guys. Now they're going to get into games. It almost is as if they're on a real schedule.
Sure.
Not like they're rehabbing and coming back because we've seen this a lot with pitchers that don't get a full spring training and they're forced to kind of make up spring training on their own, like in Florida alone, in Tampa, then get to the minors when they're ready and work through their way. It feels like a lost season. They're never able to really get going. The fact that these guys were able to be in spring training, be able to work out with the pro ball club and be able to work at their own pace, I think is a really good sign. So we'll see what they end up getting out of these guys. Who right now in your mind is in the highest contention for the Yankees to wind up not to be being either sent down or losing their starts when Rodon's available to come back?
It depends on how Gil does the next couple of weeks.
So it's
either Gil or Weathers. It's Gil's or
it's
Weathers.
It's either one of those two, but is it Gil's job to lose?
Because
Because remember, Weathers has the really good start from 2 starts ago, but the last start obviously was not good.
Right. I really think it's between those two. And I think they have to do something the next 2 weeks. And whoever does worse is the one that goes.
I kind of feel like Gil has a slightly
advantage.
Yeah, just because he's been with the team for longer. There's a pedigree there.
I would agree with that.
There's a little bit of an advantage, and Weathers could still work on stuff in AAA, and probably honestly, not that they want to sacrifice the major league club for the AAA club to be better, but the AAA club would really, really serve having Ryan Weathers pitching there. So there is that too. But yeah, I do think if Gil is awful the next couple starts, he's not gonna be on this club. But we'll see, because usually when there's this kind of pressure applied to Luis Gil, he kind of turns it up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that's what he needs.
Yeah, maybe he needs to kind of fire under his butt.
Yep. All right, well, coming up, last game against the Angels later today, and we have news from around the league.
If you've ever opened your bank account and thought, where did all my money go? You're definitely not alone. Keeping track of subscription spending and bills can get pretty overwhelming pretty fast. And that's where Rocket Money comes in, helping you take control of all your finances all in one place. Rocket Money helps me keep track of all of my finances. It tracks all my subscriptions in one spot and can help you cancel the ones that you don't need in just a few taps. It automatically categorizes all of your spending, so you can actually see where your money is going, and you can set budgets, get alerts, and stay on top of your upcoming bills. It just makes everything feel a little more organized, and that gives you a clearer picture on where your finances are at day to day. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings that much quicker. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Just join rocketmoney.com/lockedon. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon. Stacey, if I'm not mistaken, the formerly known Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are still yet to name a starter for Thursday's 1:35 game.
Yeah, while we were recording segment 2, I don't know if you saw my eyes moving around, I was looking up MLB.com to make sure that they didn't last second sneak a starter in. And no, at this point, we still have no idea who's going to be pitching for the Angels against Max Fried later today.
Yankees, for that reason, are heavily favored in the game because you have Max Fried going up against a mystery man.
I love how on ESPN it says undecided.
Yeah, Mr. Undecided.
And on MLB it's TBD.
I will say that's something that I often keep a monitor of. If you've always had that dream of sitting in better seats in Yankee Stadium, or in particular Legends seats, this is the game to do it. There are secondary market seats for like $280 in Legends. One
of our listeners sent me a picture on Blue Sky from the Legend seats. Unfortunately, he was there for Tuesday night's game, but they were still really good seats though. But yeah,
you know what though? It's I will say this, like, while it's not a good game, it's not a blowout's not the worst time to be in Legends,
right?
Because you can focus on the buffet, focus on the food,
right?
Really dig out. It's not the worst time to be in Legends. Like, it could be worse,
right? That's true.
Fried 2-0, 1.93 ERA on the season, 0.75 WHIP, which is amazing. 28 innings, 16 hits, 20 strikeouts. That's exactly what the Yankees are looking for on the year so far. No home runs given up, so we'll see if he can keep that record going at Yankee Stadium. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Just realized that as I was saying it.
Brian, now we have to light sage. Come on.
Yeah, not the best advice out of me.
You guys can blame Brian if Max Fried gives up a home run later today.
Let's not dwell on this. Let's move on quickly.
Mm-hmm.
News from around the league, Stacey. This was a juicy day for news. First of all, did you see this? The UCLA base. So now everyone obviously on Wednesday night wore Jackie Robinson. They wore the number 42 to honor Jackie Robinson. Very important day in baseball's history. Do you know the story of the Jackie Robinson Day originating, by the way?
I probably do, but it probably left my brain.
Ken Griffey Jr. called Bud Selig, like, on his home phone. And if you watch the interview, he does specify on Selig's home phone, which pretty much no one has anymore. I'm proud that I'm from a generation that remembers a home phone. Anyway,
landline.
Landline, there you go.
Yeah.
Called him from his home phone, and Griffey Jr. asked, can I wear Jackie Robinson's number on, a specific day? And Bud Selig said, I have no problem with that. Let me call Jackie's family and see if they'd be okay with it. Called Jackie's family. They were absolutely okay with it. Griffey wore it, and Bud Selig said, would you mind if other players that want to wear it? And he said, absolutely, more the merrier. He wore it. I believe 7 other players joined in to wear it with him on that day. And the next year, MLB made it a universal thing where we're all going to wear it together. It's one of the best traditions in sports. It's so damn cool. It's great to honor that, obviously not just historical moment for sports, but historical moment like culturally around the world for all sports. So absolutely. I honestly think sometimes it is understated, like what Jackie Robinson did just culturally for the world. Like the amount of we talk about a lot of issues that are going on in the world right now, and they certainly are going on, but the guts that it took at that time to play in a Major League Baseball game with the way that the crowd viewed him and the public, it's understated how the guts that it took for him to do that at that time. So great that they honor him. The UCLA baseball team took it a step further on Wednesday, which is so damn cool. Look this up online if you guys haven't seen it yet. They wore retro number 42 uniforms for their game today. So their game looked like extra Dodge. The uniforms looked extra Brooklyn Dodger blue, that like darker tint than the Los Angeles Dodger blue with the actual Brooklyn insignia. It looked awesome. It was like the UCLA logo, but in the Dodger cutaway. It was really, really, really cool. So look that up. It was a way to honor Jackie Robinson on Jackie Robinson Day. Really, really cool stuff. Did you see this, Stacey? Because this has been a narrative going on with a lot of young players in baseball. A lot of young players in baseball keep getting signed to these extensions early on, and we feel our own ways about it. I don't know how much I love a guy that's played a week in Major League Baseball getting $100+ million extension. But the Tigers gave Kevin McGonigal an 8-year, $150 million extension. This is the kid they call up at opening day, who obviously has been excellent so far on the season. But 8 years, 150, that's $18.75 million per year. Fairly crazy, right?
Yeah. Have we seen this before with all these young guys getting these deals? Because it feels like there's a new one every other day, or maybe every 2 days. A young guy.
Definitely not at this rate.
Right?
It's not been at this rate. I mean, it started last year at the end of the year with Roman Anthony, right? And now it's just taken a spinball effect of all of these guys getting these deals. And again, these are not this is not the Ronald Acuna deal or the Marcelo Zuna, not the Marcelo Zuna, Ozzy Albies deal, where the Braves locked those guys in, or even Austin Riley's wasn't this big. The Braves locked these guys into long-term deals for like $40 to $80 million, where, it's a large commitment, but you're not destroyed if the guy's a bust. If Kevin McGonigal's a bust, that's $150 million they just threw away. Right. That's an insane amount of money. And plus, $18 million a year is a really solid major leaguer, Stacey.
Yeah.
That's a crazy amount of money to be given away to players this young. And we keep seeing the Tigers giving out these deals. Right? They gave out the Framber Valdez deal in the offseason. They just gave out McGonigal. They spent money. What the heck are they going to be forced to give Tarek Skubal?
Right.
He's going to test the open market, but what does he get?
We said this after the arbitration issue with Skubal, and
which looks worse now, by the way. That they're handing out all these lottery tickets. And
that's my point. The arbitration thing happens with Skubal. They signed Valdez to that deal, and you're thinking, do they want Skubal to leave? What are they doing?
They signed Valdez to that deal before Skubal even got through his arbitration case.
Right.
If you're Skubal, don't you sit there and be like, what?
But the news had come out, the distance between the Tigers and Skubal in arbitration. Valdez gets signed. Then the arbitrator's like, no, you got to pay him. What are you doing? You got to pay way more than what you want.
And by the way, just to let you guys know, this deal with Kevin McGonigal, the Tigers did not approach his agent with this deal 24 hours ago.
Oh yeah.
This stuff gets worked on for a good while. So there's been probably word of this in the Tigers organization for a bit. So how has Tarek Skubal been feeling where they're handing out $150 million to a player who's played in, let me actually go find this out real quick, because it's actually worth knowing just for the sake of the story, how many games McGonigal's played in the major leagues at this point, because it hasn't been a lot. But as I'm looking this up,
it's like 18, 17.
Yeah, they give out $150 million to him. They give out a ton of money to now the deal isn't long for Valdez, but it's still a significant deal. This just feels, I don't know, am I crazy? This feels like a ton, right? No, McGonagall's hitting .313 with 1 homer, 8 RBIs, got a .905 OPS, but he's 21 years old, Stacey.
Right.
This deal takes him till he's 29, so I feel like if you're McGonagall, I mean, great work if you're him, right? I don't know. I don't know. This just feels like it's a little.
It's 18 games.
18 games into his career, he signs a 9-figure ticket.
They wanted the 9. They saw him on opening day get those 4 hits, and they're like, oh okay, this is what the future is going to look like. That's
crazy.
What it was.
By the way, this is really cool. If you guys haven't noticed this on the Jackie Robinson subject we're just on, the ESPN app changes all of their numbers to number 42. Oh, because I opened up his page and went to bio, and it says Kevin McGonagall, Detroit Tigers, number 42. That's really cool. Yeah, these deals are wild, but good for the players.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that. Good for them. Get your money. He'll be 29 when he's a free agent. That's a prime age, and he's going to sign a 10-year deal then. Good for him. Pretty cool. Also, Christian Yelich is going to be out for at least a month with an abductor strain. That's not ideal for the Brewers, who've gotten off to a decent start, but Yelich has gotten off to a great start. Now we want to hear if you're a Brewers fan.
No, definitely not. That's not fun.
We've been off to a crazy start at the year so far, though. Certain teams are just struggling. No one's really taken off except for the Dodgers.
It's a strange season so far. I know we're only a couple of weeks in, nearly 3 weeks in, but it is a very, and you're seeing other fans be like, is this a strange season for anyone else?
No, well, I'll say this. I think baseball could actually use a strange season. Like that creates more storylines, more things to happen, and more fans to get engaged. You kind of do want to ride the momentum they're on right now. The only non-surprising thing that's happened so far is the Dodgers being as good as they are.
Right.
Like everyone knew they'd be this good. They are this good. Not surprising.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning into today's Locked On Yankees. Make sure you subscribe and follow Locked On Yankees so you get all the latest episodes. Tomorrow's Fan Mail Friday. Get those questions in by 5 p.m. Eastern time if you're listening to this early in the day. You can follow us on Instagram at Locked On Yankees, all one word, TikTok, LockedOn_Yankees. And if you never miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is built for you. You get ad-free Locked On Yankees episodes, members-only Discord access, the all access level. You get bonus episodes, a newsletter on top of all those other perks. Join now at lockedonyankees.supercast.com. If you're watching us on YouTube, head over to the first ever 24/7 Locked On Podcast Network channel. If you're listening on audio, make Locked On MLB your second listen of the day. So that'll do it for this edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gasulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. We will catch you guys tomorrow for Fan Mail Friday.